Well, I represent the 3 wine producers in this region. We have Harlequin, Naches Heights, Vineyard, and Wilridge. All 3 of us are kind of up out of the Columbia Valley together. We're waiting on getting our first an appellation, and will be called Naches Heights. It will be the first and only all-organic appellation in the country, which is pretty exciting.
Wow.
2 of our vineyards are certified biodynamic. The 3rd is certified organic and in the process of becoming biodynamic, which is a 4-year transition from organic to biodynamic.
All right. So talk about the difference between that, because I'm sure the folks that I know.
Organics and biodynamics?
Yeah.
There's a huge difference. I'm actually still in the process of learning about biodynamics. There's a textbook that was written by Rudolf Steiner that is a good place to start, but it's all very involved. I guess the best way to describe it is more of a holistic approach to farming. The idea is that the farm is one complete organism within itself. Everything that it needs to operate comes from that piece of land alone. So we produce a lot of our own compost here. We grow all of the weeds and plants we need to compost, then brew teas, go from there.
Wow, that's amazing.
We also received a grant from the Obama administration for 20 grand for solar and wind, which is why the lawn is being ripped out right now. Having electricians go in and put in all the solar panels.
Oh, wow. And what's that going to power for the farm?
It's actually going to power this entire property, our winery, and then the overflow will go to powering the grid for the rest of the neighborhood.
Great.
Yeah, so we'll have the 3 vineyards and 3 winery facilities running off of one area.
Yeah. And what brought you to wine?
I came from Denver. I had a restaurant there that was all based on sustainable local foods and things, but wanted out of the city and to be more hands-on with wine. So I found this job on the internet of all places. So I live upstairs, take care of the tasting room. We have a big giant heirloom biodynamic vegetable garden that kind of runs the neighborhood, chickens, the whole thing. So
yeah, and that the way that all works, how's the community react to all of that?
It's really mixed. We get a lot of people that think we're nuts and we're kind of like the weird hippies in the area. Yakima's a little conservative, but then we also have a huge amount of the community that's really supportive and really interested and doing what they can to help and be a part of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's an interesting mix.
Yeah, and what's your vision as you work with the organization? How do you see yourself sort of in the future?
Our goal is to stay the small family-owned place that we are, to keep our case production low for quality. As that's also the goal for the other 2 vineyards that I represent. We want to develop our sustainability to the fullest potential possible, which is a slow evolution. We understand that, taking it seriously and taking it slowly so that it can be done right.
Right.
And we just kind of hope to be here and exist the way that we want to be able to.
And how are you finding that as far as people's receptivity to your product? I mean, the wine's delicious, right? So the product's good for me.
It really helps that we do have quality wines. I think that if they weren't as nice as they are, it would be a little bit more difficult to kind of do what we do in such a public way and stand behind all of that.
Sure.
The wines have been in production through Wilridge for 25 years now. So our winemakers definitely know what they're doing.
That's great. It really is. And that's it. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah,
it's great to hear about what you're doing and find out about biodynamics, which is a whole another piece of the puzzle when it comes to farming.
Yeah, it's a pretty complicated thing, but we're excited to do it.
Definitely. All right. And we'll look for you guys online. What's your website?
Winesofwashington.com.
Great.
Yes.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Thank you.